to change your life just by watching this video. How to change your life just by watching this video. Now, if you clicked on this video, clearly I know you are looking for change. You're looking for some type of change in your life and you want to know how to change your life. And I'm finna tell you, but I want to say this though. If you clicked on this video, you have to listen and apply what I'm giving you. You know, apply the knowledge. You can't just listen to the knowledge. You have to apply it. You feel me? But I do also understand that everybody wants change at a different time in life. You know, like change, I had to change through experience, you know, and through everything I've been through, it required me to change. But I'm going to get right into the video and helping you with trying to change your life. You feel me? I want to say the first key to trying to change is look at your habits. You feel me? Look at your habits in life. What do you do on a daily? What do you do consistently? If you trying to be successful, if you trying to build a type of body weight, if you trying to look different, think different, grow different, you have to look at your habits. What do you do daily? What do you do every day? You know, do you get up and go to work and then get off and eat and go to sleep? You have to look at your habits. If you want to be successful in life, you got to look at your habits. Like, all right, if I want to be rich and wealthy, I'm going to start habits that's going to make me rich and wealthy. That's going to help me get rich and wealthy. Like if I'm just watching TV all day, I'm just eating, I'm going to work, watching TV, eating and sleeping. Those are my habits. So that's going to be my lifestyle. You know, that's what my whole lifestyle going to require. You feel me? It's just me eating, sleeping and going to work. In order for you to change, you have to start doing things uncomfortable to you. It's hard. That's the harsh truth. But you have to. You have to start doing things that's uncomfortable to you. If you want to grow, if you want to elevate, if you want to see a different life, you have to input different habits in. You know, in order to see change, you have to change yourself. You have to change everything about you. That past you, that no longer can be you. You know, you have to sacrifice. What you used to do, if you used to partying and playing a game and doing something all the time, you have to sacrifice that. It's gonna have to be less and less of that. You feel me? In order for you to change and be successful and see a different life, you have to grind. You have to be on your purpose. You have to lock in. If you trying to see a different body type, you have to stay in the gym. You have to eat right. You have to do this consistently. So it's going to be hard. Change is not easy because we leaving our past self for our new self. You know, and our past self comes with temptation. It comes with that little like, how can I say it? That relapse. That you try to get into something new. You want to try something new. You want to try change, but then you keep relapsing. You want to stop drinking, but then you relapse and you have another drink again. You want to stop going outside, but then you relapse and that temptation calls you and you go outside again with your friends. Yeah, it's not easy. It's something you have to work on over time. You know, that's why it's good to start with little, like at least 1% better every day in inputting little good habits in your life. You know, like whether it's me getting up every day and just reading a page in a book or reading 5 pages in a book. You know, it can start as little as that. You know, inputting it in your life day by day, piece by piece. You feel me? And it's just gonna get better as you go along. But change is hard because temptation, relapsing, you know, you don't never want to leave your old self behind. You don't want to let your old self go because that's what you've been used to your whole life. That is what you've been used to your whole life. That old self, that temptation, that relapse. But in order to change and grow and see different and see better and have a better life, you have to let your past self go. You have to. It was good while it lasted, but the memories stay with you. The memories stay with you. You keep them along your journey, along the marathon, along the race. You keep them with you. You keep all the lessons, problems, pain, everything that you've been through, you keep it with you as memories. But it's gonna have to come to a point in your life where you accept change and you be okay with letting your old self go, your past self go, to see the better and new version of you. Everybody should want to, but I understand everybody change at different times in their life. I might want change at 25. The next person might not see change until they 60, till they 50, till they 55, you know? Everybody is on a different time in life. Like I always say, everybody is on a different time in life. Just because you feel like changing today don't mean your friend feel like changing today. Don't mean they feel like changing their habits. They might want the same habits. They ain't ready for change yet, but you ready for change. So everybody is on a different time in life. You know, it might take them 5-10 years later to change and actually want to elevate and evolve in life and try something new and be a better person, you know, because it's okay. You know, everybody's on a different time and everybody has a different lifestyle. Everybody runs a different race. Everybody is on a different marathon. You know, everything is different about people. But for you, if you are trying to change starts with believing in yourself and wanting to be 1% better every day. Is it gonna be easy? No, but ain't nothing in life easy. You know, it's a certain amount of hard you always had to go through, no matter what you did in life. So in order to change, you have to be willing to believe in yourself and at least get 1% better every day. You know, doing one workout every day. You could do 10 sit-ups. 10 sit-ups and read 5 pages in a book. And doing that every day consistently. And then as you go on, you gonna want to do more. You feel me? As you keep inputting positive habits into your daily, you feel me? Into your day, every day, you gonna want to do more. You gonna want to get better. You gonna want to start doing more positive things and getting better at new things. You feel me? Your mindset gonna expand. You know, everything's just gonna get better. If you trying to input positivity into your life and you input in good habits, you just gonna want to keep getting better and better and better. You know, it's just the same way. Like if you keep doing bad, if you got bad habits, like drinking. As you drink, you gonna want to drink more and more. It's the same way when you trying to do something positive. You gonna want to keep doing things positive more and more. It's all about your habits. You have to change your habits in order to see change. You can't just want change and expect change to come. That's not how it works. That is not how it works. You have to want change and you have to go through the hard to accept what change is, to see a new reality, to see a new lens, you know, to have a new perspective on the other side of the board. You feel me? It's like it all starts with your habits. It all starts there. If you ain't trying to change your habits, then you ain't trying to see change. And it's gonna be hard, and you can't expect somebody to understand what you trying to do in life. You know, when you changing, you can't expect somebody to understand that I'ma stay out the way for a minute to get my life together, to start this business, to start working out, to stay in the gym consistently. You can't expect somebody to understand what you trying to do with your life because they are not there yet. And they don't understand what it's like to have your life. They don't understand what it's like to be in your skin. You feel me? So it's like when you changing, don't look for validation. Don't look for people's attention to congratulate you. and understand what you trying to do with your life, because they not gonna understand. It's your road, your journey. It's all about you, you know. And as you change your habits and you get better with changing your habits, that's when I feel like other characteristics are gonna come in. You feel me? Like accountability. You start being accountable for everything you do when you change your habits, because then you start to understand, like, I was the reason the whole time. You know, I was the reason why I'm not where I want to be, because of my habits. I wanted to be successful this whole time, but I didn't have successful habits. You know, instead of me pointing the finger and blaming at everybody else, now that I changed my habits, I could see why I wasn't successful at first, because I wasn't getting up every day trying to be successful. You know, I wasn't putting in the work to try to be successful in life. I had to learn that, you know. And for me, it took experiences for me. Like I always say, life showed me everything that I needed to know. Experiences taught me everything that I needed to know. I had to go through everything to know and be who I am today, you know. Like, experience teaches you a lot too. That's what character comes from. Loyalty, having a heart, you know, understanding. Experience really teaches and shows understanding in life. That's why I feel like I have a lot of understanding. You feel me? Like I saw a quote. It was like, a weak person laughs at somebody going through pain, but a strong person learns from somebody going through pain. You feel me? Because somebody, especially if you've been through pain, you understand how pain feels, and you understand what it's like because you've been there. So experience gives you the best understanding in life. You know, when you see what somebody else going through and you've been there, you will always understand because you've been there, and you had to feel, you had to think, you had to everything in that position. So it's like, I understand where you coming from, so I'm gonna give you, you know, sympathy, empathy, you know. And them be the bosses, the ones with the most, like they say, the boss is the one with the most understanding. It's not the one with the best talent, the greatest gifts, you know. Because character, like, if you ain't see, character outweighs talent all day, every day. Cause it don't matter if somebody talent, if they good at something, they talent don't matter if they, how can I say it? If they mood is off. You know, you can't work with somebody who think they all that. You not gonna want to work with somebody who think they all that. You rather work with the person that's nice, kind, gentle, loyal. They understand where you coming from. You understand where they coming from. That's why I say character is everything. It's not all about talent and what you can do. It's not. It doesn't matter if you feel like you the best this, you the best that, because who are you as a person? That's all that matter, because people are going to work with you off of who you are as a person, not what you can do and how good you can do it. You know, people want to feel where you coming from. They want to know your heart, your mind, how you think, you know. Like, all of that matters. But back to change. To change, just change your habits and work on yourself daily. It's an everyday thing. And patience too. You have to have patience with yourself when you trying to change your habits in life. Because sometimes you can relapse. Sometimes you can go back to who you used to be. But you have to be patient with yourself, because it takes time. This is not an overnight thing. It's not a year thing. It's not a 2 years. It's not a 5 years. It's a forever going on. It don't stop. It's every day going on forever, where you have to work on yourself and want to be better for yourself every day. Literally every day. Forever. Don't just feel like in a year or 2 years you're going to be where you need to be in life and you gonna have everything down. You gonna know everything. You gonna be the best at whatever you doing in life. No, it's ongoing forever. You forever learning. You forever trying to figure it out. You forever trying to figure yourself out and learn who you are in life. And when it comes to change, you forever working on that too. Always. But you should want to be getting 1% better every day, because it's going to help. As you getting 1% better, you gonna want to keep getting better. Ain't nothing gonna stop it. Ain't nothing gonna stop you from trying to get 1% better. My words mixing up, but yeah, though, to change, you have to change. You have to fix your habits. You have to stay. Oh yeah, I'm gonna say try to stay away from things that's gonna pull you back to your old self. Keep yourself out of environments that's not gonna help you out. That's not gonna keep your energy good. That's not gonna keep you focused. If you get knocked out of your focus, then it's over with. You have to stay locked in. You have to stay focused, and that requires you to block out all distractions. It's a must that you keep distractions away from you, because somebody could be easily tempting you to go back into your old self, and you can't fall for it. That's sacrifice too. You gotta sacrifice some people. You gotta sacrifice some things that's not meaning you well in life. That's not meaning you no good in life. You have to. As bad as you don't want to, you gotta sacrifice the party, and you gotta sacrifice the friends, you gotta sacrifice the family, you gotta sacrifice things you really care about in order to get your life together, in order to be successful in your life, in order to have peace, in order to be happy, in order to find your purpose. Sacrifice is necessary, and it's hard. It's real hard, because trying to say no all the time and only focus on your life when you got so many things pulling at you and trying to convince you, it's hard. But you got to tell yourself, and you got to ask yourself what you really want out of life. You got to ask yourself what you really want out of life. Do you want to be better as a person? Do you want to grow? Do you want to evolve? Do you want to see something different? Like, choices. We have choices at the end of the day, to be better or stay the same. Everybody has a choice, I just believe that if you believe in yourself, you will make the right choice. If you believe in yourself, you learn self-love, self-confidence, and you start to believe and love yourself, then you will always make the right choice. That's all it takes for real. Self-love, self-confidence, believing in yourself, and you will always make the right choice. You always will. You will never steer yourself wrong, because you love yourself too much and you believe in yourself too much. So you know right from wrong already. So you ain't gonna make the wrong choice. You gonna be cool with making that sacrifice, like, hey, I can't go out tonight. I got business to work on. I got places to be. I got things to learn. I gotta grow in life. It's that time. So if you want change comes with leaving your old self behind. It comes with a certain amount of difficulty. But like I say, ain't nothing easy in life. Whatever choice you choose to make, from going to a job, getting up every morning, to starting a business, not knowing where you going in that business, and not knowing how business work, how entities work, how LLCs, sole proprietors, how any of it work. It's all hard. It's all hard. But at the end of the day, we all have to pick what hard we want. We all have a choice of what hard we want to deal with, and the difficulty. We all have that. But in order to change, you have to change. You have to. It ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And it's a lot that come with change, but change is for the better. Change is for the new you. So I appreciate y'all watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the post notifications so you can see when I drop, man. And I'm out. Peace.